Jennifer Miller never imagined she would be 38 years old, standing in the middle of her quiet living room in Maple Ridge, staring at the framed photos on the wall and feeling such hollow silence pressing against her chest. Raising her 12-year-old daughter, Chloe, alone for the past decade had made her strong, responsible, and capable beyond measure. But now that Chloe had entered middle school, with basketball practices, friends, weekend hangouts, and after-school clubs, Jennifer realized she had more hours alone than she knew what to do with. She wasn't sad about Chloe growing up, she was proud of it. But loneliness had crept in slowly, the way dusk met the evening. One day she looked up, and it was all around her. Her neighbor, Mrs. Whitaker, had told her, "Honey, loneliness is a reminder. It's not punishment. It's a nudge telling you it's time to live again." Jennifer remembered those words now as she sat at her kitchen table sipping tea. Soft morning light came through the window, illuminating the steam rising from her cup. She stared outside to where the world bustled, cars passed, joggers ran, dogs barked, and she wondered why she had let her own world grow so small. She set the cup down and whispered to herself, "Maybe it's time I do something for me." But what? What did she even like anymore? She used to love painting. She used to volunteer at the local community center. She used to hike, laugh, meet people, try new things. Life had been vibrant once. But responsibilities and routine had slowly pressed all that down. That afternoon, she stood in front of her bathroom mirror, studying her face. She wasn't unhappy with herself, just surprised at how much of her identity had become mom. She loved that role more than anything, but she was more than one title. She leaned closer, tracing her reflection with her eyes, seeing determination underneath the tiredness. She nodded. "I'm going to go for it," she said, her voice steady and unexpectedly excited. She didn't know what it was yet, but she felt something wake up inside her. Dash dash dash. The first step. The first step toward change came unexpectedly. While driving Chloe to practice, Jennifer saw a flyer taped to the community center door. Adult art class, beginners welcome. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Her breath caught. Painting, something she hadn't touched in almost 10 years. After dropping off Chloe, she parked in front of the community center, staring at the building for a long moment. Her hands gripped the steering wheel. "You said you'd go for it," she reminded herself. She walked in. The room smelled of paint, paper, and the faint scent of citrus cleaner. People her age, and some older, stood around easels laughing softly, greeting each other warmly. The environment felt welcoming, as if it had been waiting for her. A woman with curly blonde hair, wearing a paint-stained apron, approached with a wide smile. "Hi. First time here?" the woman asked. Jennifer nodded. "Yeah, I used to paint, but it's been a long while." "Well, I'm Sandra. And trust me, it comes back. Like riding a bike. Except with color." Sandra laughed warmly. Jennifer laughed too, really laughed. A sound she hadn't heard from herself in a while. She was handed a canvas, brushes, and a palette. Her hands trembled slightly as she mixed the first colors. Blue, a little white, a touch of gray. She painted a horizon line. Then soft clouds. Then water. Her strokes were rusty at first, but within minutes, her old rhythm returned. She remembered how to breathe with the brush. When class ended, she stood back and stared at what she'd made. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. Sandra came beside her. You coming next week? Jennifer hesitated only a second before answering, yes. Yes, I think I am. Dash dash dash. A new chapter begins. Art class became her weekly escape. She started keeping a small notebook in her purse where she sketched ideas during Chloe's practice. She hung her finished paintings in the hallway, and every time she passed by, she felt a spark of pride. But the change didn't end there. One Saturday, as she was getting groceries, she overheard two women from her neighborhood chatting about the Maple Ridge community run happening in a month. You should come. One of them had told Jennifer. It's not competitive. Just fun. Jennifer laughed about it at first, her jogging. But that night she thought about it again. Running used to give her peace. She missed that steady rhythm of feet against pavement, the cool breeze brushing against her skin. The next morning she put on her old sneakers and stepped out onto the quiet street. The sun was still low, painting the sky soft gold. She took a deep breath. Then another. And she ran. It wasn't fast. It wasn't long. But with each step, she felt something shaking off: fear, doubt, heaviness. Sweat dripped down her neck. Her heart raced. But she felt alive. When she got home, Chloe looked up from the couch and smiled. Mom, you look happy. Jennifer froze. Her daughter had noticed. I think I am, she answered softly. Dash dash dash. The community around her. As Jennifer became more involved in activities, she started meeting people, good people, friendly people, people who lifted her spirit. At the art class she became close with Sandra and another member, Lisa, a cheerful woman with glasses and a contagious laugh. They invited Jennifer to coffee after class, and soon it became their Tuesday tradition. During morning runs, she met a small group of runners, men and women from the community. They greeted her warmly every time she joined. It never felt uncomfortable, it felt supportive. One of them, Ethan, a tall man with salt and pepper hair, always encouraged everyone with a calm voice. You're doing great, Jen. Keep a steady pace, he'd say. His words weren't flirtatious, they were friendly, respectful, uplifting. She appreciated that more than she expected. Soon, she wasn't just showing up, she was looking forward to being there. Dash dash dash. Discovering herself again. Weeks passed, and Jennifer found herself transforming. She started waking up a little earlier, journaling with morning tea. She bought fresh flowers for the house. She rearranged furniture, adding small touches of color and life to each room. The loneliness that once sat beside her now seemed to fade into the corners. It wasn't gone, not entirely, but it no longer controlled her. One evening, as she and Chloe made dinner together, Chloe looked at the new painting on the wall, a sunrise over mountains. You've gotten really good again, Mom, Chloe said. Jennifer smiled. Thank you, honey. You think you'll ever sell your paintings? Jennifer laughed. Oh, I don't know about that. You should, Chloe insisted. People like your stuff. And, I like seeing you happy. Jennifer's heart swelled. I like seeing me happy too. Dash dash dash. The day she realized she was no longer lonely. The Maple Ridge Community Run arrived on a cool Sunday morning. Hundreds of people gathered, families, kids, seniors, groups of friends. Music played from speakers, volunteers handed out water, and the air buzzed with cheerful anticipation. Jennifer pinned her number to her shirt, adjusted her ponytail, and looked around. Ethan waved from a few yards away and jogged over. Nervous. he asked. A little, she admitted. It's just for fun. Just enjoy it. When the horn blew, the runners surged forward. Jennifer stayed in the middle of the pack, running at her comfortable pace. Her breath steadied. Her thoughts quieted. Trees passed by in a blur of green. Halfway through, she felt tired, but not defeated. Ethan appeared beside her. Mind if I pace with you? She shook her head. Sure. They matched steps, and for the next mile, they talked about their favorite places in town, their hobbies, their families. It felt easy, natural, like two people simply enjoying a moment. When they crossed the finish line, people cheered. Chloe ran up and hugged her tightly. You did it, she exclaimed. Jennifer laughed, breathless and glowing. We did it. Ethan shook her hand gently. Proud of you, Jen. She smiled. Thank you. And in that moment, sun on her face, her daughter by her side, laughter echoing around her, Jennifer realized something. She wasn't lonely anymore. Not because someone else filled the space, but because she did. She took chances. She stepped out. She tried again. She rediscovered the pieces of herself that she had buried beneath responsibility and routine. And she vowed never to let them fade again. Life didn't suddenly become perfect, but it became full, colorful, connected, just the way she deserved.